Well, Jeff, I think it's very easy to join the chorus of the nattering nabobs of negativity here when you talk about the peace process in the Middle East. But at the end of the day, I think it's quite remarkable, particularly from a business standpoint, to have the folks on site here that we do. Christine Lagarde, the president of the World Bank, Steve Schwarzman, a big proponent, frankly, a lot of the folks that I know from this region in terms of the GCC business community as well. I think that it's an interesting topic. It's an interesting way to try and go about this. And no matter the politics here, no one is in any doubt that the Palestinians are desperately in need of this kind of investment. But I want to get now to our guest, Anthony Scaramucci. He joins me now live from the Peace to Prosperity conference here in Bahrain. It's the second day. We heard from some pretty prominent folks over the last 24 hours. We heard from Jared Kushner. He said, hey, listen, this is about bringing some kind of economic vision to this region in spite of the politics. Where do you think that this is headed?
Well, I was jet lagged last night. So I read the 140-page plan last night, and it has incredible detail. He did a great job last night, so does Steve Schwarzman, talking about the opportunity in the future. I understand the cynicism because there's been a repetition of this sort of malaise in the region, particularly as it relates to the Palestinians. But here's the thing I would say, in talking to some of the White House people last night that are close personal friends, is that if you think the details are great on the economic side, wait till you see the unveiling of the political plan. And so, to me, I think
you've seen it.
I haven't seen the political plan. I've only seen the economic plan. But point being, my friends inside the White House are telling me that the political plan is equally detailed, equally in depth, and there's a lot of stuff in there for the Palestinians. And as you know, I know the president very well. He put some chips on the table for the Israelis, the movement of the embassy, the security relationship as it relates to the Golan Heights and things like that. But he's going to want to make sure that the Palestinians win at the table as well. And so this is a very, very exciting time in the region. And I hope that people can dial down elements of their cynicism and elements of failed policy of the past and look to this with hope and optimism for the future, because there's a lot in here, both from an economic side and soon to be released the political side, that I think will help the people in the region. And it'll also create more security and more economic opportunity. I think that's what everybody wants, Hadley.
We're talking about this plan, $50 billion over the course of the next 10 years. I mean, Steve Schwarzman came out and really said this, didn't he? He said, you know, I've done deals that are bigger than this on a regular basis. He said, it's not unachievable from my point of view. But as you say, the politics are always going to be involved in this. What's your take on that specifically? Because at the end of the day, it is about leadership. And today, the Palestinians do have cause for pause, certainly when they say that the United States has abandoned them.
Well, the problem is when you're in a have and have-not society and you get such great economic disparity, sometimes the haves have a tendency to secure things for themselves. And so what Steve Schwarzman was saying to us, even in the break here, is that you need one great leader. You need a Lee Kuan Yew, somebody that can sit down and say, okay, it's not just about me or my family, but it's about the entire community.
And so, is that even feasible at this point for this Israeli-Palestinian conflict? Because that would require then a one state. Who would be the leader of that, for example? That would be an even bigger question. And then Benjamin Netanyahu can't even get his election results in line.
I totally understand that. I understand the havoc, but people just step back and they look at the opportunity, the $50 billion over 10 years, the improvement of infrastructure, the quality of life, just getting the living standards for the bottom 15% of the population up will reduce terrorism, it will reduce crime, it will reduce cynicism and depravity. And so for me, I just want people to step back, be a little less cynical, look at the details in the plan. It's 70 years since the formation, 70 plus years since the formation of Israel. And this is the first time that an American administration has brought forth this level of detail and spelling out this level of opportunity. So I'm personally optimistic. And as you know, Hadley, we're spending a lot more time in the region here at Skybridge. We'll be doing our conference here in November up in Abu Dhabi. And so for me, I'm very, very excited about the future here. And I have to praise the administration, specifically Jared Kushner and his team, for what they put together, what they're putting forth here on the stage.
Do you plan to put money into this kind of initiative?
Absolutely. We will definitely be investors in this, investors in the region.
What looks attractive?
Obviously promoting ADGM.
Or?
Well, I mean, I think for us, I mean, we're in the capital management business, and so it'll probably be more on the fixed income side, more on the debt-related side of this sort of project initiative. But I'm very excited about it. And by the way, if you step back and look at a place like Singapore, think of their growth since they in 1962 when they became independent. People can just step back and wipe the slate clean. I know it's very, very hard, but if they can just do that, the opportunity ahead is unbelievable.
Hey, everybody. everybody. It's Hadley Gamble from our new CNBC Middle East Bureau in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for stopping by. Now, to watch more, you can try one of the videos that just popped up on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe.